I'm about to make Turkish delight. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my 4 cups of sugar that I added to this pan, and I'm gonna put it over high heat. Then I'm gonna add one and a half of a cup of water to this mixture. Yeah, one and a half cups of water I'm gonna add to that mixture. Then I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Two teaspoons of lemon juice. Then I'm gonna mix this in. I'm gonna mix this, and I'm gonna cook it on high until it reaches a temperature of 240 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, as I'm cooking it, I'm going to keep stirring it frequently, and I'm going to check it occasionally with my food thermometer until it reaches 240 degrees. So I'm going to stir it frequently the whole time. Okay, so now my thermometer says 220 degrees Fahrenheit. It's almost at 240 degrees Fahrenheit. It's almost there. Just going to keep stirring it. This is also how you make hard candy at home as well. A similar process where you superheat sugar. You superheat it. Let me check it again. Superheat sugar and water. It's almost at 240. Almost there. And you can tell it's just about ready when you see all the bubbling. You see all this bubbling. Check it again. About 224. It's not quite there yet. Need to heat it a little bit more. Okay, now it's at around 240 Fahrenheit, where I need it to be at. 239. Okay, 240. Now it's where I need to be at. So at 240 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to cut it down to medium temperature, and I'm going to cover it. Okay, then I'm going to add 1 cup of cornstarch. 1 cup of cornstarch. Okay, I'm going to add 1 cup of cornstarch. To this pot right here. 1 cup of cornstarch I'm going to add. To this pot, right, to a separate pot. Then I'm going to turn this pot on high. And after I've added my 1 cup of cornstarch to that pot, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar. One teaspoon of cream of tartar. Okay, 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Then I'm going to add 3 cups of water to this other pot. That's 2. That's 3 cups of water to this other pot right here. Then I'm going to start whisking. Start whisking these ingredients together. And I'm going to cook this on high. I'm going to cook this on high until it begins to boil. Okay. Now once this has become this texture, see where it's like a pudding-like texture? Once that becomes that texture, that's exactly where you want it. So now you want to turn this side to medium. And now you want to gradually add this molten hot sugar mixture to it. Gradually. Gradually. You want to gradually add it. That sugar mixture is molten hot. You want to be careful with it. It's dangerous. gradually as possible. Gradually add that molten hot sugar mixture to it and keep whisking. If you add too fast, it'll boil over on you and you'll get a mess. Well, you don't want to add it too quickly. All right, now you got it. I got it fully integrated, so I want to mix it. Keep whisking it. So you don't have any lumps in it. Okay, so now I want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract for flavoring. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. For flavoring. Now I want to incorporate that in. Okay, now this is a critical step. And you want to make sure you use you have some tissue handy when you do this step. This is the last step. You want to add about a half a teaspoon of red, super red food coloring gel. About half a teaspoon of it. This stuff is very powerful and it stains. So you don't want to get it on your hands. You do not want to get this stuff on your hands at all because it stains. So what you want to do is you want to fill the teaspoon with it. With the gel. All right, that's enough gel. Then you want to take the gel. You want to take something like this and add the gel to it. Then you want to incorporate it and mix it in. You want to mix the gel into it. You want to fully incorporate it into the gel, or into the until it turns like a red color, like it is right now. That's perfect. This is exactly what you want. Then you want to take your tissue. You want to take your tissue and wipe it all off like this. Again, you don't want any of this on your hands. Stuff is really strong and it stains. You don't want none of this on your hands or anything because this stuff is powerful. Okay, so now you got your red color that you want. So now I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to dump all this into this baking pan. Dump all this into the baking pan. All right, and this is pretty much your Turkish delight. And you want to let this cool to room temperature. Then you want to refrigerate it overnight. Yeah, let me get a shot of this. This is your Turkish delight. This is your Turkish delight. And you just want to scrape as much out of the pan as you can. Okay, so then I'm just going to let this cool to room temperature. Yep, let this cool to room temperature. Then put it in the refrigerator overnight and let it gel. And then after it gels, I wanna take it out of the refrigerator and cut it into like squares. Cut it into squares. Cut it this way, and this way, this way. Cut it into squares, small squares, and then sprinkle powdered sugar, or no, sprinkle powdered sugar on it, on the top. Flip it over, sprinkle powdered sugar on the bottom, the top and bottom. Then cut it into squares, and that's your Turkish delight.